Today you're working on describe the relationship between linear factors of quadratic expression and the zeros of their associated quadratic functions. Well, it seems like it is too much, but it is actually not. What they're trying to say is that you have a quadratic equation, bx plus c equals 0. And from that quadratic equation, you are able to find the factors. And once you have the factors, you are able to find solutions, aka zeros, because remember your keyword rocks. Roots, zeros, x-intercept solutions are all same things. So you describe the relationship between you're describing the relationship between factors and the zeros. So pretty much you already know how to do this, okay? I'm not going to read out the steps. All you're doing over there is you factor it out and then you find the zeros. Well, your zeros, x-intercepts, your roots, zeros, x-intercepts, and solutions are same things. That means factors would be something opposite. According to your rocks, your solutions are over here at the x-intercepts. This graph has two x-intercepts or two roots or two zeros or two solutions, which are -2 and 8. When you write as 0, you just write the number. When you write x-intercept, it needs to be in the order pair. Well, this is a step that you already know. First question you should be able to do on your own. I'm going to help you with the second and the third. You should be fine with this one as well. And I'm going to do the bottom 4 questions, I think so. And then this is all you have for the notes, so very quick. And then you have this practice worksheet that needs to be done today as well. If I have to find the zeros, what are the zeros and factors of the factors of this equation? So factor means I need to write the equation in this format. Well, you can use the X puzzle over here. But if you recall, A value is 1, Bx, there is no Bx, it's 0, and C value is -144. So my X puzzle is gonna actually AC, it's -144 and it's 0. Two numbers multiplied together, 144, and added together 0 has to be 12 and -12. So this can be done using the X puzzle. But if you remember one more thing, we actually had another method on the reference chart which was called dots. Difference of two squares. Difference of two squares. Difference of two squares, I have two terms and I have to just check some things over there. They need to be different. They need to be two perfect squares. Is it a difference? Minus, yes. Are these two perfect squares? Let's check. X squared is a two perfect square? Yes, because x times x is x squared. It is a perfect square. 144, is it a perfect square? Yes, because 12 times 12 is 144. So both of these are perfect squares, so I actually can use the formula of a squared plus b squared, a squared minus b squared, and I can write as a minus b, a plus b. So the factors would be x minus 12 and x plus 12. So this question can be done either using dots method or X puzzle. Your answer is gonna stay same. So these are my factors. If I have to find the zeros, I have to do some extra work, which is I'm gonna put these both equations equals to 0 and solve. So first step, I'm gonna add 12 on both sides. That leaves me with x equals 12. So that's the first value of 0. And on the other side, it's a plus 12, so I have to subtract. So x is equals to negative 12. That's your second value. So your zeros are 12 and negative 12. Because the factors are, you go back and copy the factors, x minus 12 and x plus 12. That's it. So the whole process is same old. All you're doing is rewriting in a sentence. This question you can do by yourself, use XPuzzle. This you can do by yourself, use XPuzzle. This I'm gonna help you with because a value is -1. So you never actually use a value as -1. I have to divide this whole thing by a -1 or take a greatest common factor of -1. So I'm gonna take greatest common factor of -1. I take the greatest common factor of -1. That means I'm dividing everything by -1. So -1 divided by -1, I'm left with x squared. This minus divided by minus is a plus 4x, and then this is a plus and a minus, so it is a negative 21. So this is I'm left with inside, and I'm going to solve this inside part using the XPuzzle method. So now a value is 1, b value is 4, and c value is negative 21. So my XPuzzle is a times c is negative 21 on the top, b is 4 at the bottom. What two numbers? 3 times 7 is 21. Okay, 3 times 7 is 21, and 3 minus 7 is 4 as well, but I need positive number. So here you go. 7 minus 3 is a 4. 7 minus 3 is a 4. So it works. I have two factors. A value is 1. So basically, I'm going to you divide by 1. It is same result. Negative 3 and positive 7. So these are my factors. So negative 1 stays outside. It should be x minus 3. And x plus 7. I'm running out of space, so let me use a different color pen. I have 2 x minus 3 equals 0 and x plus 7 equals 0. It's a plus 3 here. So x is 3. It's a minus 7 on both sides. So x is negative 7. So my zeros are 3 and negative 7. Because the factors are x minus 3 and x plus 7. That is how you would do. This one, you should be able to do it by yourself. You actually should be able to do these two questions by yourself as well, because those are very basic and easy. Area of a rectangular garden is 55. The length of the garden is 6 feet greater than the width of the garden. Which situation can be represented? This situation can be represented by the equation, so our equation is already given. What is the width? That means width is basically x. Oh, no, never mind, w. Width is w, is w, so you are going to find the value of the width. You are going to solve X puzzle, find the numbers. You're going to get two values, and just apply a little common sense. Is your width going to be a negative number or a positive number? If you know that, or if you know the answer to that question, you actually will have the question correct. So let's try this question and this question by yourself. I'm going to do this question and help you with this. The total number of seats in the home theater is modeled by g of x equals 2x squared plus 6x, where x represents the number of rows of seats, okay? X represents rows of seats. How many rows are there in the home theater if it has total of 36? How many rows? So x equals question mark. That is what they're asking me. How many rows? X equals question mark. If the total equals 36. So total seat are 36. Your equation, g of x equals 2x squared plus 6x. Total should be 36, so this hand side is the total. It should be 36 equals 2x squared plus 6x. If you remember, your standard equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 if I have to solve. So this needs to be equals to 0, not 36. But I have a 36 over here, so what do? I move the 36 on the other side of the equation by doing the opposite operation. So this is positive 36. What is the opposite operation? Negative 36. So this is 0 equals 2x squared plus 6x minus 36. I have the equation. Now this one I can factor because I have to factor it. Before I factor it, I actually see something. All these three numbers can be divisible or are divisible by 2. So I have a greatest common factor, 2, that I can take out. So I'm going to take out 2 as a greatest common factor. Two divided by 2, I'm left with x squared plus 6 divided by 2, 3x squared minus from the equation 36 divided by 2 is 18 equals 0. Again, I have to find factor using that value. X puzzle, there. A equals 1. That makes my life very easy because I will have the x puzzle and whatever the numbers I get are my factors. B equals 3 and C equals negative 18. So x puzzle, A times C is negative 18 on the top and 3 on the bottom. 3 times 6 is 18, okay. And 6 minus 3 is 3, and I needed a negative. So there you go. These are my factors, negative 3 and a 6. So 0 equals 2 goes or stays out. It is x minus 3 and x plus 6. Oh, I have to partition it. So x minus 3 equals 0 here, and x plus 6 equals 0 here. X should be 3, and x should be negative 6. All right, I have two x values, and I needed the x value. You are looking for the number of rows of seats. So negative 6 should not be your answer because your common sense should tell you that you cannot have negative number of seats. So it has to be x equals 3. So your final answer would be x equals 3. So 3 rows. That's how many theater has. 3 rows of seats. Next question is done the same way. The sum of the first n consecutive even numbers can be found using the equation s equals sum equals n squared plus n, where n is greater than 2. So you have a condition, n is greater than or equals to 2. What is the value of n when the sum is 42? Sum equals s equals 42. If you start writing your math like that, I think it will get easier on you to see where the numbers go. So s should be replaced by 42 because s is equals to 42. 42 equals n squared plus n. It should be equals to 0. So I'm going to subtract 42 on both sides. Equals 0. N squared plus n minus 42. There you go. I have my equation, which is written in standard form. Doesn't matter which variable was that, but this is standard. It is ax squared plus bx minus plus c. A is positive 1. That makes my life easy. I'm just going to get x plus 1, and that's my number. B is also 1. And C is negative 42. Okay. So A times C, negative 42, goes on the top, and B is 1. 6 times 7 is 42. And 7 minus 6 is positive 1. And I needed a minus in the multiplication, so there you go. These are my two factors. So your factors are n minus 6, n plus 7. Partition, n minus 6 equals 0. You add 6 on both sides, so n is 6. And n plus 7 equals 0. Subtract 7 on both sides. N is equals to negative 7. Now your condition was n is greater than or equals to 2. And also it is even numbers. First, this is not greater than or equals to 2. And secondly, this 7 is not an even number, it's an odd number and a prime number. So it has to be 6. So your answer is n equals 6. All right, you have one practice paper that has similar questions. You finish them. If you cannot finish them in the classroom, then you finish as your homework, because tomorrow we're going to start a new topic. And finish these 4 questions here as well.